come to be free? Then join with me singing. We are perfect, we are whole, we are free. Who have I come here to be today? Who have I come here to be? I will ask this of my heart. With the answer I will start to live who I have come here to be. I've come to be loved, yes, that is me. No power keeps this love away from me. Have you come to be loved? Then join with me singing. We are perfect, we are whole, we are loved, we are loved. Who
Good morning. Why don't you put your hands together? Let's sing together this morning. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Now say, is this peace that I have? Oh, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, no, this peace that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this peace that I have, no, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Oh, and this love, say this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. No, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. No, this love, oh, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Say that again, the world, say the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Love, joy, peace, no, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away.
Wake us up. Now is the time in our service when we honor our children. So please come on up. All the children are invited up. And Jeannie will tell us a little bit about what's happening downstairs with Youth and Family Ministry, or as we call it, YFM. And then we will bless them out and sing our second joy song.
Morning, Colin. I think we have a lot of energy going around here. New friends today. So I think I'm going to start off by giving the microphone to Melissa because we have our middle school rock climbing event right after church.
Hi everyone, we're going to the spot in Louisville for rock climbing, the Uniteens, our middle schoolers. And if your child is going, please after the service come directly downstairs. We have a waiver to fill out so that it gives Jeannie and I permission to drive your children. Okay, thank you.
Great. And are we trying to leave by like 12:15-ish? Is that what we're thinking? Yeah, right in there. Okay, that sounds good. Okay. And we are working on the 12 Unity Powers downstairs. And today we are, I forgot which one we're on. I got a little confused. I met a bunch of new people. Wisdom. There we go. Okay. I'm using my wisdom to remember which one. No, anyway, so it's really fun. We're going to try learning a song about the 12 Unity Powers today that we'll be singing to later on, maybe in May, I think. So I think we're good today. You can go.
Well, why don't you stand back up on your feet this morning? We're going to sing together. Go ahead and stand back up this morning. Go ahead and stand back up on your feet this morning, and we're going to sing together. Ready? 2, 3. Love can move the world as the moon in the sky moves the sea. Love can cause the wars to cease. Love can move this world to peace. It's a tide that begins with you and me. And love can move the world as the warmth of the sun moves the tree. Feel the wind of love love increase as we move this world to peace. Come love the world with me. Let's sing that again. And love can move the world as the moon in the sky moves the sea. Love can cause the wars to cease. Love can move this world to peace. It's a tide that begins with you and me. And love can move the world as the warmth of the sun moves the tree. Feel the wind of love increase as we move this world to peace. Come love the world with me. Come love the world with me. Yes.
I believe we can all resonate with that song. Thank you so much. Beautiful song. And now is the time that we move into prayer and meditation. So first we start with a bit of music, and then our prayer chaplain, Brooke Lindquist, will lead us in prayer and silent meditation.
Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Oh, surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Oh, surely the presence of love is in this place. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place.
And so as we breathe into the truth and the certainty that love is in this place, that we are that love. That Spirit resides deep inside of each and every one of us. And as we tap into that divinity that we are, we feel that love radiating from deep within, coursing through our bodies and expressing outward, touching the lives of everyone we come into contact with. Our generous spirits making a difference in the lives of everyone we touch, because we are divine and we do care so deeply. We are blessed to be in such a beautiful community. And the love that we have, the love that we are, multiplies as we go forth into this world. We are so blessed to be able to express our love, to be that divine light in a world that sometimes feels dark, to be able to shine that light of spirit within, to make a difference. And so as we go forth today and every day, we tap into that love that we are, knowing that spirit resides within us, expresses outwards. We feel that from our toes all the way up through our heads, all the way out into the world, and we are so grateful. We connect, we are one, and we are love. We reach out to all those in our prayer box and on our prayer list and hold them in their highest, highest good, seeing them as the love that we are. And so it is in that place of love and light and beauty and gratitude and strength and power that we sit in some silence for meditation.
I used to think I wanted to be famous, that I'd be recognized out in a crowd. But the fun funny thing is anytime I've gotten what I want, it lets me down. Now I just wanna look more like love. I just wanna look more like love. This whole world is spinning crazy, and I can't quite keep up. It's the one thing around here that we don't have quite enough of. So I just wanna look a little more like love. I used to think I needed all the answers. I used to need to know that I was right. I used to be things I couldn't cover up in black and white. Oh, now I just wanna look more like love. I just wanna look more like love. This whole world is spinning crazy, and I can't quite keep up. It's the one thing around here that we don't have quite enough of. So I just wanna look a little more like love. I find the further that I climb, there's always another line of mountaintops. It's never gonna stop. And the more of anything I do, the thing that always ends up true is getting what I want will never be enough.
Will never be enough.
Now I just wanna look more like love. I just wanna look more like love. This whole world is spinning crazy, and I can't quite keep up. It's the one thing around here that we don't have quite enough of. Now I just wanna look a little more like love. Like love.
Pretty much a perfect message for today. And it's a good time for me to just mention, you probably realize this already, but the music that is chosen is known. The musicians know the theme in advance, and I've just been struck so many weeks at how perfectly they find these amazing songs to just really transport us and lift us. And today is another example of that. Thank you so much. So today, I just want to briefly... And many of you know our guest speaker for today, Reverend Jean Marie Daniel. She is a longtime member of Columbine and was the assistant minister here for 7 years. And she is now an independent minister, and she does officiating and counseling and classes, and she comes and does guest speaking for us sometimes. So thank you for gracing us with your presence today, Jean Marie.
thanks to the music. I don't have any words that can lift us up any more than that music, but thank you. Thank you for being such great channels. Good morning, everyone. As I walked into church and along Linda's garden, and all the crocuses and the daffodils, anybody ready for spring? 4 more days. And then I was thinking, as I was preparing this talk, that I really wanted to stand on the principles of spring with hope and renewal and beauty. And yet I also don't want to be an ostrich that puts my head in the sand, because I understand that we live in extraordinarily difficult, very, very difficult times, at least for me. But to me, what gets me through, the reason I can get out of bed in the morning and put a smile on my face and try to meaningfully engage in my life, is because in Unity and through my mystical studies, I feel blessed to have learned some very, very strong, universal spiritual truths. So I'm going to stand on those truths today to try to lead us into hope and renewal and beauty, regardless of what's happening in the outside world. And I just wanted you to know I stand here as your fellow seeking student. I am not claiming to have something that you don't have. I think we all have it. And I would just like to share some of the things today that have made a real difference in my life, and hopefully they will empower all of us to live the message of every single song we've just heard. So I'm going to start with a quote from a little book that Bill Holmes gave me a couple months ago. This book is called Holy Moments. And it says this: if I had to summarize the spiritual life in 10 words, here they are. You were made in the image of God. Act accordingly. So many of us have spent our entire lives as spiritual students. Here we sit in Columbine as spiritual students. We were made in the image of God. Act accordingly. Not act accordingly. It's like, be the love. Be those beautiful crocuses and daffodils. Be the expression of that love. That's why we're on the earth. And I chose that quote to start with because I think, in my experience, both personally and professionally, if we have images of the divine that are too small, then we tend to act very small. If we have images of the divine that are more exalted, it's no guarantee we're going to act holy. Just ask my husband. He can witness to that. But at least we have a chance. We have a chance. We have a tool. We have a technique that can draw us deeper into our divinity. And I just want to make a disclaimer. Hopefully we all know this. When that man or any spiritual teacher is saying we're made in the image of God, we're not talking about bodies. Has nothing to do with gender or bodies or age or minds or personalities or egos. The image of God they're talking about is our spiritual essence, the invisible core, but absolute rock-solid foundation of who we are. So that's the image that we're talking about. So how are our images of God? Are they big? Are they small? Are they a little bit of both? I'm going to share several quotes today to try to get us to blow the roof off any boxes that we might put ourselves or God in. So what is my image of God, and what's the ideal that I'm trying to live for? Let's start with this first quote. Before we put that up, Bonnie, I'm going to start with one of what I think is the biggest misconceptions about God. Things that I hear from my clients and even in myself at times. An idea that we have about God that, in my opinion, is totally false. And that idea is that God condemns us. Have you ever heard that? If you would just raise your hand, whether you believe it or not, have you ever heard it? Look at this. I mean, that's nearly unanimous that we've heard somewhere along the line that God condemns us. Okay, now I'd like this quote. Sometimes we think what we're saying about God is true, when in fact it's not. Oh, and time out. This is from St. Thomas, who is probably the most famous Catholic theologian ever, and he's telling us this from 800 years ago, but it's very true. It would seem of value to differentiate between what is really God's nature and what is false about love. Look at that. I don't know how you read that. I read that this guy in the Catholic hierarchy 800 years ago knew that God's nature was Love. Yes, we talk about that in unity. Great. What's unity? 100 years old? This goes way back, and way back before that. God is love. And look what this man, again, the most famous Catholic theologian ever, and look what he says. What he's come to learn is that God's compassion and light can never be limited, ever. Thus, put your seatbelts on or take them off. Any God who could condemn us is not a God at all. Any God who could condemn us is not a God at all. So, I'll take a collective breath. Wow, is that my image of God? Or do I still have a belief, big or small, within me that God condemns me? And hey, because God condemns me, I can condemn you. That's not the unity truth, and it's not the universal truth. And I just thought it was so powerful to me to read these. I love to study the mystics, and they're modern mystics, the old-time mystics. The message is always the same. So here's an idea that we can blow the roof off of. God does not condemn us. And again, I want to have an exalted idea. So what are we going to do with that? I'm going to give you another example here. Can we have the second quote? How should one live? Live welcoming to all. One sentence. And again, this is another famous Catholic saint from the 1200s. I have another one from the 1200s coming up. It was a very good century for mystics. But let's see how we tie this together. I just told you God does not condemn. And I think God does not condemn. It's like, here's a wonderful idea. Would you like to experiment with it? And what's one way, just one way you and I could practice not condemning? We could live welcoming to all people. We could live welcoming to ourselves. Many of us can't even do that. Yet, we can all do that, but we haven't practiced that yet. Live welcoming to all. Can you imagine how fabulous our worlds would be? Our internal worlds, our external worlds, if you and I could just practice being welcoming to all people. If you never tried it, it's not as easy as it sounds, but it is a very, very effective practice. And once again, because our concepts of ourselves are so intertwined with our concepts of the divine, I think it's really important to try to expand both of those concepts so we can be the love that Ryan and his crew just sang about. So now I'm going to share a quote, a little quote by Rumi and then a quote about Rumi. So if we could have these, please, Bonnie. You've heard of Rumi, a famous Sufi mystic. Throw off your tiredness. Nobody went running. You are a mirror of divine beauty. So I'm going to go on and then I'm going to come back to this. And then Andrew Harvey, who's a living mystic, he says this about Rumi. Rumi is a lion of passion trying to teach a humanity of people like me, depressed sheep, how to roar with freedom, with majesty, with divine tenderness, to roar with the full, naked power of divine love. That's what Rumi's trying to do. He knows we're divine. Andrew Harvey knows that we're divine. But Rumi is speaking to us because we think we're depressed sheep and the world is going to hell and there's nothing I can do. And oh my goodness, my kids and my grandkids and my dogs, and there's nothing to hope for. And that's probably the lightest thing we can do. Many of us get into rage and hopelessness and we're depressed sheep and we can't do anything. Baloney. Every spiritual teacher of every persuasion, at least that I've ever studied, says the exact same thing. So Bonnie, can we have this up again? Throw off the Rumi one. Throw off your tiredness. Where am I? Yeah, number 4. Throw off your tiredness. He doesn't say when you feel like it. Throw off your tiredness. You're a mirror of divine beauty. Act accordingly. You're a mirror of divine hope. Act act accordingly. We have a divine nature. Yes, it's invisible, but we can bring it into manifestation. And then we have a choice here. Are we going to act like depressed sheep, angry sheep, resentful sheep, or are we going to wake up and let that divine essence come out? And look, when we let that divinity come out, we get to live with freedom. Wouldn't that be cool? Majesty, divine tenderness, and to roar with the full naked power of divine love. Each one of you, a lot of you, I don't know your names. Some of you I do. It doesn't matter. Each one of you, to me, this is spirit talking to you. We get to wake up. We don't have to be the sleeping sheep or depressed sheep. If you are depressed, I'm not saying I don't love you. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying spiritually, we have tools that we can find our way through and beyond those with compassion for ourselves and other people. So Rumi and all the mystics, in my experience, make this very, very clear. They're asking us, do we want to live? Are we willing to live? Do we even know it's possible to live in alignment with our divine nature? Are we willing? If we're willing, will we move beyond that depression, beyond that rage, beyond that powerlessness to be the light in our world? This is a choice that is ours to make. Not at Columbine. As lovely as this congregation is, they can't make the choice for us. Each one of us individually gets to make that choice, has to make that choice. And I understand fully it can sound impossible and daunting. Absolutely. I've been there more times than I could count. But I also have used these tools more times than I can count to find my way out, to get out of bed and put a smile on my face. So this morning, if you think it's daunting, I respect that, but I would ask you, please, with your patience, give me 10 minutes to give you two simple practices that I know from my own experience can work to help us not live as depressed sheep, and they can help us live in alignment with our divine nature. You ready for that? Just two. It's easy. Okay, the first one is to love wholeheartedly. Love wholeheartedly. And my ego would go, oh, I already do that. Check. Next one, lady, hurry up. I don't do that. I mean, I'd like to think I did. But I found a really good description of what it means to love wholeheartedly, and I can tell you I fail miserably. And this description is from Sue Monk Kidd in her book, First Light. Could we have that one? What if I practiced receiving each person with the whole of my heart, be fully present without passing judgment, wanting agreement, desiring appreciation, or generally getting caught up in my own feelings, desires, and opinions? Do it the way Mary sat at the feet of Jesus, with an undivided heart. Okay, let me go back to you and say this. And what I said to is this really how I act? When I'm listening to you, and I don't care if you're a stranger or my husband of 40 years, is this how I'm acting? Look at this. Can I really be fully present without judging you? Ooh. Without wanting or needing you to agree with me, even if you're in the opposite political party, whatever way that is. Can I talk to you? Can I listen to you without needing you to be grateful and appreciate how wonderful I am? Woo! Even if I can do those first three, can I listen to you without my own personal ego agenda getting in the way, cutting you off because I want the focus on me? Well, you've told me your story, let me tell you mine. And I can outdo you in my victimhood or in my successes or whatever. Me. That's not loving wholeheartedly. Just if you took any one of those, could you talk to someone, listen to them without passing judgment? Try any one of them. They're all ways that we can love wholeheartedly. Okay? If you get me as a guest speaker, you get homework. That's just, I've been a teacher full-time since 1976, so it's just kind of in the blood here. So whatever our barriers are, when I say I fail that miserably, it's only because I still have false beliefs. I forget who I am, and I get stuck at, oh yeah, I'm only human. No, I'm not. Oh yes, I am. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, and I can have that war within myself. So first one, love wholeheartedly. Second one, look how sweet it is. Love more tenderly. I'm giving you 2 homeworks. Love more wholeheartedly if you want. And I'll do it tenderly. Love more tenderly. And Bonnie, can we have this one? This is from St. Francis of Assisi. If all the tenderness in this world could reflect from my eyes, would you accept that love? If all the forgiveness the heavens have ever known could be offered from one face, would you accept that divine pardon? In its sublime sanity, every moment God offers that to us. Anything that might comfort. So let's go back. This shows us we not only have to be the love, we have to accept the love. Those are 2 very important parts. But I want to focus especially on that last part, since I know this is such a huge misconception. We talk about God as love, but we don't feel loved. We don't let God love us. We have so many blocks. But look at this. In its sublime sanity, every moment, Spirit is offering that to you. Anything that might comfort. Is that your experience of Spirit? Is that your expectation of Spirit? Maybe you've never heard that before. Staggeringly, most spiritual people don't believe this. Many spiritual people have never even heard it. And many of the ones that I work with have heard it for 40 years, many of them from me, and they still don't believe it. It's like they don't feel worthy. So I'm putting these quotes here at least to hopefully plant a seed and have you do your own homework. Experiment with this. Don't take my word for it or any of these people that we have the quotes from. Make your own life your laboratory and find out how life is different when you let love in. How life is different when you let your love go out. Isn't that beautiful? Every single moment. That's the truth of what God is offering us. But are we accepting it? That's a whole nother thing. Okay. And I just want to throw this out as a caveat. Everything I'm talking about today has nothing to do with intellectual work. I could memorize all these quotes. That won't do me a darn bit of good. Might make me arrogant and think that I don't have any work to do. Those quotes, anything I say, is only helpful in as much as it's going to help me change or you change the way we think, the way we speak, the way we live. So please, let's try to get out of our heads, really let this sink into our real heart essence so that we can make some great choices to be that kind of comforting love. Okay, we're told we want to be in divine tenderness. We're told that's how God treats us. Now I have a really beautiful little one-liner from a Hindu saint, Saint Mira. She's from the 1500s. We're moving up in time. And I told Bill I was laughing because I wish I had a joke for this service, and I don't. I don't have any jokes. I don't have any funny things to show. And I said, but I have a great setup for a joke. 3 saints went into a bar, a Catholic saint, a Muslim saint, a Hindu saint, because I've just quoted them all, but I don't have a punchline. So if you come up with a punchline, I asked the first service and nobody told me. But anyways, isn't that fun? They're all together at the bar and they're all telling us to be the love. Okay, so here is what Mira says. It's so beautiful and so simple. An oasis for each other, our eyes should be. An oasis for each other, our eyes should be. How many of you, can I see a show of hands, how many of you have a pet at home? Okay, virtually unanimous. Is this hard to do for your pets? No. I give you all A+ on how you feel love and give love to your pets. Okay, now your husband or your wife. Are you an oasis of each other? Are your eyes an oasis for your husband or your wife, your partner? Your parents, your kids, your siblings, your boss, the Democrat or Republican who lives next door. Whatever, are your eyes an oasis for another person? Are your eyes an oasis for yourself? When you look in the mirror, seriously, it's just you in the mirror. Are your eyes an oasis for yourself? Spiritually, that's our homework. That's how we get to be the love. And it's not about be the love for everybody else and treat myself like dirt. No, an oasis for love, all of us, myself included. Anytime that we have this intertwining of our concepts of God with our concepts of a self, wow, we can really turn on the joy and really turn on the beauty in the world. I don't know about you, but I think our world really needs that. So before I bring this talk to a close, I want to share one more quote from the Holy Moments book that I started with. Made in the image of God, that's what we're supposed to be acting according to, you have an astounding capacity for goodness. Do you believe that? That's what he's saying is the truth. Be bold with your goodness. Decide today that every day for the rest of your life, you will have a positive impact, a divine impact. Decide that your part, which no one else can do, will not be left undone. Decide to light a candle rather than curse the darkness. And I'm going to stop right there. Anybody in here understand how tempting it is to curse the darkness? And to get really angry and tell everybody how angry you are and live in anger and bitterness and resentment? If I'm cursing the darkness, I am adding to the darkness. I'm going to say that one more time. If I curse the darkness in me, in you, in our world, I am adding to the darkness. I and you were created in the divine image. I'm supposed to be the light. I get to be the light, but I don't do it by cursing the darkness. I decide to light a candle. I decide to be the light. Even if I'm depressed, I can still be the light. I can still smile. I can still forgive. I can still hope. And if I can't, I can call someone and get some help. Yeah, that's right. We don't have to do this alone. We can't do it alone. Decide to collaborate with God. That's a million other talks. Because everything I'm saying, everything they're singing, we can't do it just in our humanness. Just like that song they sing, our humanness, we didn't get this from the world. And the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Decide to collaborate with God. You were made in the image of God. Act accordingly. That's your privilege. That's your homework, not from me, from your spiritual essence, longing for us to no longer walk around with our heads hung low, feeling powerless and angry as depressed sheep. We are called to be the love. We're called to live in alignment with our divine nature. Do you think the world needs us right now? I tell you, I'm almost 70 years old. I can never, and I taught political science at Front Range for 25 years. From my political science hat, I cannot tell you anything more scary or horrible or unimaginable than, from my political science view, than what we're living through. That doesn't change any of this. I am not just a political science teacher. I am a child, a beloved, an expression of God, as are you. I can't curse, I can curse the darkness, but I can decide, it's a choice, decide to light the candle, be the light that we are. Okay, so let me just bring this to a close. You have homework, if you're willing, hopefully to challenge your ideas that God condemns you, hopefully to live welcoming to all, hopefully to love more wholeheartedly, hopefully to love more tenderly, hopefully to accept the love that Spirit is offering you 24/7 from within, and hopefully be that same love to everyone you meet, or like the Course in Miracles would say, to everyone you even think of. That's how we act accordingly.
Thank you, thank you. Amazing. I think you might like this one. I woke up this morning, saw a world full of trouble now. Thought, how'd we ever get so far down, and how are we ever gonna turn around? So I turned my eyes to heaven and said, God, why don't you do something? Well, I just couldn't bear the thought of people living in poverty and children sold into slavery. That thought disgusted me, so I shook my fist at heaven and said, God, why don't you do something? Well, God said, I did. I created you. If not us, then who? If not me and you right now. Oh, it's time for us to do something. If not now, then when will we see an end to all this pain? Oh, it's not enough to do nothing. Yes, it's time for us to do something. I'm so tired of talking about how we are God's hands and feet. It's easier to say than to be, living like angels of apathy who say, oh, it's all right, somebody else will do something. Oh, well, I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of having a life with no desire. I don't want a flame, I want a fire. I want to be the one who says I'm gonna do something. Yeah, if not us, then who? If not me and you right now. Yes, it's time for us to do something. Oh yeah. If not now, then when will we see an end to all this pain? Oh, it's not enough to do nothing. Yes, it's time for us to do something. 'Cause we are the salt of the earth. We are a city on a hill. Oh, and we're never gonna change the world by standing still. Oh, no, we won't stand still. No. If not us, then who? If not me and you right now. Oh, yes, it's time for us to do something. And if not now, then when will we see an end to all this pain? Oh, yeah, it's not enough to do nothing. Yes, it's time for us to do something. Oh, it's time for us to do something. Yeah.
Okay, well, we got no excuse. Between the message, this song, and the ones before it, woo, we got no excuse. So let's start by saying our purpose statement together. It embodies some of what we can do and what we already are doing. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And there are so many ways that we can impact the world. And you each have your own brand, so to speak, of impacting the world. And as we leave today, you can take whatever helps you from the message and the music to make a change, to do something. One of the other ways that we invite you always to support Columbine is financially. So this is the time in our service when we bless our offerings and then make them. So please say with me the offering blessing. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And as the offering bags pass through the sanctuary, we like to take a moment to welcome our online viewers. So give a wave, even if we can't see them. Even if they can't see whatever. Even if we can't see them, they can see us. And so we're so grateful for the technology that allows us to do that so that they can still feel connected even when they can't be here in person. And also, if you're here for the first time or for the first time in a long time, welcome. We're glad that you're here. And we do have a beautiful fellowship hall at the other side of the building. We invite you to come and join us. And there are white cups in there that are a way to signal that you would like people to approach you and have conversation with you. So please join us over there. And now let's jump into our announcements and so on. So in about 45 minutes, I'm going to meet with whoever is interested in the conference room, and we're going to do a spiritual gifts assessment. And this is part of the Unity Basics series that you see up on your screen. And it's one of the things that we know about our community is that it requires a lot of sacred service to thrive. And each of us has different gifts. So sometimes when we get started in a new community like this, we're not really sure where we might fit. And this assessment is really helpful. I know it felt that way for me when I took the Unity Basics course. And then you might have a clearer idea of, well, where can my gifts be used to help Columbine thrive and flourish? And it also serves you as well, because when you serve others, you definitely serve yourself. So join me at 12:45 if you're interested in that. And now, to talk about our Men's Soul Adventure, I'm going to invite up Johnny Dario so he can tell you about it. Oh, he put his cap on. We know what that means.
Thanks, Ann. Now, here's a little story I'd like to tell about Columbine Men's Retreat. It's going to be swell. I forgot the words. Wait a minute. This is not a rap song. This is a banana bread recipe. What am I going to say now? Well, I don't know much about it, but I heard there's going to be a lot of drinking and carousing around. And I'll tell you, who doesn't love a good time, right? Seriously. You've all heard about this men's retreat. Augustus gave some presentations about it, did a great job. There's been flyers. I want to talk about what it feels like to anticipate going to something like this. And I always feel a sense of dread a little bit. It's scary for me. I'm anxious about it. My fear is, I see this, I have this image of they close all the doors, they lock the windows, they have this spotlight on you, and you have to say something that somebody's going to appreciate. And it's something that I learned, I think, in my life, too, about, from my dad especially. He was a wonderful father in so many ways, but he struggled with expressing his feelings. And so I learned the way to live is to be strong, don't feel. And it's scary to feel and then express what the feeling, is about. And so I do it anyway, especially with, men's groups and men's retreats, because I've felt the connection that I'm really seeking in that experience. And the thing that I learned too is that everybody there has some trepidation, has some anxiety about being there and putting themselves out. And we all want the same thing. We all want to belong, to have that sense of community, to feel and see and honor and respect each other. And that is so powerful. And that connection is one of the most elemental forms of what love is. So I encourage you to consider it seriously, to sign up, register. If the $95 cost of it is a barrier, please don't let it be. Come talk to me. We'll solve that. Don't let that be the barrier, because the experience is well worth it. I'm remembering last year with our retreat, there were many good things about it and some things that didn't work so well. But after that Friday evening and that Saturday, the men who came to the Sunday service the next day brought this energy into the room that affected everybody. It was so palpable. I don't know how to describe it, but it was positive and real and amazing. And that's a wonderful thing. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Johnny, for standing up here and sharing from your heart. I think it makes a big difference for people in their comfort level. And as you said at the first service, when on that Sunday, it wasn't just the guys who felt it. It was everybody in the room felt it. So we're grateful for that as well. Today is the last day to order tulips for Easter. If you're not familiar with it, they're potted tulips. You order them, and they're placed along the platform, around the choir, and so on for our Easter services. And then at the end of the service, you take home the number of tulips that you purchased or ordered. So it really helps to create a beautiful view up here, and then hopefully brightens your Easter or your garden later on. I'll be in Foss Hall for a short time with my laptop after service if you need help ordering, or if you need help registering for the men's retreat, I can help you with that as well. And we are almost ready to start rehearsing for Easter choir. And if you have not joined before and you like singing, and just know you don't have to sound like Ryan and Sydney. It's wonderful if you do, but even if you're like me and you don't read music and you have to listen over and over and over and memorize, it's just so fun. And for a lot of us, music is such a way to express spirit and to express our joy with life. So please look for details of this in your weekly email update on Thursday, and come and join us. It's fun. We work hard enough and we laugh enough. Do you think so?
Absolutely.
So, and Ryan,
I don't know how to behave, so don't expect to behave.
it's a perfect balance, perfect balance. And who are our prayer chaplains for today? Tink. I see Tink in the back. Okay, thank you, Tink. And if you, I just always like to remind people that sitting with a prayer chaplain isn't always necessarily when things feel heavy. It can also be a time to celebrate with someone. And so we thank all of our prayer chaplains for their significant and important service here. And now let's stand for our final song.
We're going to sing together, let there be peace, and let there be peace. I am a stand for peace, let there be love. I am a stand for love, let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now, and let there be peace. I am a stand for peace, let there be love. I am a stand for love, let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. If not us, then who? If not me and you right now. Oh, it's time for us to do something. If not now, then when will we see an end to all this pain? It's not enough to do nothing. Oh, it's time for us to do something. It's time for us to do something.